What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, 1/12 scale collector, whatever you collect, shout out to you. And this month's video for December 2023 is what if Gigapower kept making MPs? And this is the second in our What If series. Last year we did a What If HasLab took over to car MP. Go check that video out. It was really fun. And I'm doing this video because I keep asking myself, as third party, particularly in the MP space, companies dwindle down, I keep asking myself, what company or companies could have stayed around and actually affected the third party game and still be around today if they would have kept making figures? And I keep coming back to Gigapower because anybody who listen, I've always said Gigapower is the only true competition to fans toys because they're the only company who has released the same product at the same time as the same price as fans toys, and the collective community chose that product over fans toys. And they're so good they made our MP Hall of Fame last year, where I said this about them. Our next Hall of Fame inductees are the Gigapower Dinobots. And for their sports doppelganger, we're using the Atlanta Braves 90s pitching staff because just like the Braves pitching staff was consistent of 3 future Hall of Famers that made a Hall of Fame group, I think that the Gigapower Dinobots had some individual Hall of Famer figures that made a Hall of Fame group. And if you look at the Braves had Maddox, Smokes, Glavin, who are all individually really good in Hall of Famers, with Grimlock, Snarl, and Sludge being Gigapower's Hall of Famers. So I think you guys get the point. The Dinobots were iconic and proved how great the company is and how skilled the company is. But we still need to answer the question, what would happen if they kept making MPs? What characters would they tackle? What would happen with other companies around? Would there be more companies around? Would there be less companies around? I will start by saying if Gigapower was still around, I think they would be direct competition with fans toys like they were with the Dinobots, because I think the first thing they would tackle is a group of Insecticons. I think Insecticons kind of fit that bill. They kind of fit that Dinobot motif. They're a team. You know, you can kind of slow play the release. You can do it in multiple aesthetics. You can do a dirty version. You can do a metallic version. You can do a dull version. So that I think they can do that. I think they would do something like that. And people are always kind of looking for Insecticons. And in this space, variety is a good thing. And I think there's also a simplicity to the Insecticons, and I think that Gigapower would tackle more simplistic figures. And that leads me to my next one, which is Blaster, which is another one of those figures that's simplistic but can shine with Gigapower's kind of how they do their premium paints and stuff like that. And I think that they would outshine DS, of course, and they would be kind of equivalent to fans toys. But I think that they would be more of like a better version of Transistor, if you would. Of course, they would do the tapes and the inevitable twin cast repaint. And if they did a Blaster, then of course they do a Soundwave in his tapes, just like Robot Paradise did, a company we think spun off of fans toys. So why wouldn't Gigapower do the same thing? We see a trend here that they would kind of follow the same trajectory as fans toys, but I will throw a wildcat out there. I will say that I think that they would tackle a Pouncing Wingspan because they both look alike. They have the same color palette, and they probably could be engineered pretty much the same and just have little extra parts for the Wolf versus the Falcon. Yes, I think that kind of proved my point. I think that Gigapower would opt for more easier releases, kind of things that they can do that, aren't too hard. So I don't think they tackle triple changes or headmasters or anything of that nature, at least initially. Maybe they would grow to that combiners or whatever. So I think they would kind of stay in that pocket. But I think the better question is, what would be the MP game for official and third party? And honestly, I don't think it'll be too many changes from what happens in today's world. I think the companies that are gone will still be gone, and the companies that are around will still be around. X-transbots are still go under the radar and make kind of those obscure figures nobody else is tackling. I think Takara would still do their release schedule on what they are doing. I think the biggest change will probably come to fans toys. I think that if Gigapower was still making MPs, I think that fans toys would change their release schedule. Now I know the community wants fans, the prices to be lower to these high quality MPs, but I just don't think Gigapower still being in the game would do that. I don't think that would lower the prices at all. I think that if anything, it would kind of outrage the community more because, like, if you see the competition between Giga and fans toys and like, hey, you're looking for this cheap alternative price, I think that that day is gone. And I think it will push more collectors to legend scale. Those who stayed in MP scale will have better caliber, higher quality choices between Gigapower and fans toys. And the XTB would swim in that obscure character lane. Anyway, thank you guys for watching as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What company would you wish had kept making MPs? What do you think would happen if Gigapower stayed? As always, thanks for watching.